What is going on YouTube? This is Acidic Roots on Frenchy Talents YouTube. So this is more amongst like the ACA kind of subsidy fair pitches like that. Some of that legislation that's kind of having the aspect of the goings on within some of those type of tones, particularly within the fair as of December 2025. I don't know when I'm going to post this, but within the product, some of these like apparent subsidies pitches like that are going to expire soon. The Congress is kind of about that, but this is kind of more on the this is less kind of on the field type fair when talking about the standard healthy popcorn. Some of these type fairs like the goings on pitches like that. This is more amidst like the legislation. It's kind of more amidst the legislation pitches like that, which I don't as commonplace kind of do, but I just look at the pitches for saying this extracurricular type stuff to see, throwing it out there to see what would kind of happen within the 2 cents factor, what's gonna the attentiveness, but it's not like this is just kind of Ren and Stimpy type jest within these four fairs as far as these pitches. I'm just looking after this kind of aspect, just paying attention to certain commonplace kind of bureaucracy pitches like that. But I look after it. It's just kind of a simple question to ask why prices are kind of going up on everything, just global included. I'm getting ready to do a video on like Venezuela as well, pitches like that, but it's just kind of fair as far as saying just paying attention to it within some type of aspects. This it seems like the trade aspects of just like the entire globe, not Venezuela's having these problems, Russia's having these problems, China's having these problems, some of these type of pitches. It just feels like the natural product of the aspect behind here, and it boils down to like a simple kind of mantra and formula. It's just kind of the aspect saying this. It's pretty simple minded. Just no one wants to work 70-hour kind of minimum wage work weeks, and no one else wants to. And no one else also on top of that wants to go to college until they're 46, something like that within those fairs. Just the basic kind of complex, paying attention to those two things. This kind of aspect as far as saying if you have $5, you want to have the particular bicker is just like the typical kind of endless kind of bureaucracy of economics problems that's just been the same product as far as saying you want more money without having to do more work within those pitches. So it's kind of the fair of just supply and demand. That particular mantra is just something paying attention. I mean, me having the product and making a video upon this, it just feels like an endless cycle. I'm just paying attention to the mantra, what you're paying attention to within Science That Fairs is folks, as they get ready to complain if they do lose their subsidies, pitches like that, Science That Fairs is kind of aspect as far as saying it's just the basic product of that being what you have to pay attention to in a nutshell as far as this physical element. So it's just the pitch. I could put further 2 cents in within Science That products, but you just have to pay attention to like the aspect. I mean, it just boils down to having some degree of economics class as far as saying it's just the basic concept that you basically have to either have a patent, you have to either have like a patent of some kind, some sort of trade or copyright pitches like that, or just be prepared to take dick up the rump as far as this pitch happens. Just kind of the fair about it, just within that market as far as saying that the employee aspect is not to say full bound particular fair about it is just this endless toil pitches like that as far as what's supposed to happen. There just seems to be no particular end to that age old question as far as what's supposed to happen. How do you get more for working less as far as what's supposed to happen, but how can the business still make money on top of that? It's this kind of pitch. It's something to think about. We need some geniuses, kind of how many, it's like how many monkeys does it take to screw in a light bulb pitch like that? One of those type of fairs. Pretty soon there needs to be like a joke book saying how many folks does it take to figure out like the economic concept of combating minimum wage. I know that's a lot to kind of cram into like a radio jingle, but just the pitch as far as saying the pitch behind making, basically to say in layman's terms, how do you raise prices on goods and not go broke within some stuff pitches, or how do you raise the minimum wage? How do you raise the minimum wage and the price of living as far as this first happens? This kind of aspect as far as going with the products is this endless cycle that just doesn't seem like it really has an answer.